so much. By the way, happy new month. So there's the first day in the month of November for the year 2023. And we are so happy and excited that God has seen us all through to be here and we're alive. And then we're saying thank you, Jesus, for all of that. Anyways, the news has been buzzing. Davido has been in serious trouble, from one pot of soup to one frying pan to one this to one that. All of that, I'll bring them to you in a bit. By the way, my name is Daki. This is spelled Darki, and then you know it's double E. Quick one, I want to say big thanks to our fans all over the world. Thank you for doing what you do. We love you guys so much, and obviously, we would never take you guys for granted. By the way, we have made major updates. You can now stream us live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pick out the channel that is most comfortable for you, and trust us that you will see us there as you're doing right now. Anyways, let's see what the news look like. We'll begin the news with no other person than Burna Boy. We saw the I Told Them tour, which is set to begin on the 3rd day of November. That's 2 days from now, on Friday in Los Angeles at the BMO Stadium. Burna Boy is set to storm different cities again with the I Told Them tour. Recall that Love Dominator was a massive success, and now he is set to begin the I Told Them tour. Moving on, we saw yesterday, Burna Boy came through with when he was rehearsing, and then he had a lot of this line when he was rehearsing with his guys. And then we saw a couple of statements he made, and with the Outsiders band basically. And then Burna Boy is that person that at a point in his life, it was instantaneous. So if you call his name, it replies you. Call his name, it replies you. People said Burna Boy was so petty, but I think for now, Burna Boy is more reserved, and then he keeps all of his negative vibes, keep them together, and then he brings them out just once. So if you offend him January, February, March, April, May, June, July, you won't talk to them. Towards October, November, it just comes out and gives everybody in your own coin, gives everybody at the same time, because that is the only explanation we can get for what he did yesterday. We saw where he came out to use the line where he said, hustle, so that you won't fall off like Brymo. And then he also explained why he has not been in Dubai to make shows. According to Burna Boy, he said he cannot go to a space where they won't allow him smoke, the particular brand he smokes. And then he said he actually had to turn down the sum of about it was actually $5 million. Actually, he said he turned down the sum of $5 million. And I'm like, that's about 5 billion naira, bro. Could that be a cap or not? We all don't know, but then he said he actually that is not small. That is not $5 million is this and that. Just making it look like he would turn down any amount of money just so he would perform, or he cannot perform in a space where he cannot smoke. And then we saw Brymo coming out to make conversations about all of that. And Brymo said he can't even write, talking about Burna Boy. So he said Burna Boy cannot even write amidst all of what he have said. He's saying for Burna Boy and Brymo, and I'm going to say with my full chest, Burna Boy cannot write. He also went on to say, somebody came out to say, blinded by fame and the bling bling, and the bling bling eats. Okay, and the bling bling. It's also pathetic that Burna Boy is quite loose. Much reason I'm not a fan. Same Brymo that performed magic in LS Yoruba. Same Brymo that delivered great music with great storyline. I think Burna Boy should just go back to his City Boys. And then Brymo said he can't City Boy too. Wow. I think for Brymo, he just came out to say, you know what, Burna Boy, you think you are ready for me, right? I'm also ready for you. Somebody came out to say, I don't finally listen to Brymo recent album. True. Burna Boy, no lie. That guy really fall off. And then Brymo said, waiting with the album title. At this point, yeah, it's all violence from this guy. But then it just shows that Brymo, Burna Boy have been in the conversation for like a lot, and Brymo came first to attack Burna Boy, and then Burna Boy is back here again to give him a bit of what he can do. And trust me, the conversation continues today. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy over his Snapchat. He came out to say, Tupac Shakur once said, they have money for war, but can't feed the poor. The big question is, who is he referring to? Because obviously we all know Burna Boy is in talks with about Davido, Wizkid, and himself, maybe with Brymo lately. And then we all know that for Davido, he has money and he feeds everyone. For Wizkid, he has money. For Brymo, maybe he doesn't have too much money. But then the big question is, who is Burna Boy referring to at this point? Definitely cannot be Davido. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy, I Told Them album secures the number one spot on charts Apple Music Top Album. And then also, the I Told Them album extends its record as the African album with the most number one in Apple Music history with 73 number one. Moving on, we saw the album I Told Them spent its ninth week on the Billboard Canadian album chart at 100. And at the same time, Billboard Global 200, excluding the US, Burna Boy sits at number 178 with the song City Boy, and it has also spent 8 weeks on the chart. We have Rema as the next guy on the news. We saw Joey Akan came out to say, at the point, it used to be P-Square, Two-Face, and the band. And then it became Wizkid and Davido. And then in 2019, it became Wizkid, Davido, and Burna Boy. And then he's saying now it is Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, and Rema, because Rema has joined the top four. The big question is, do you think Rema has joined the top four? Moving on, we saw Rema Ravage EP have just surpassed 4 million streams on Spotify, and at the same time, for the worldwide Apple Music album chart, we saw the Ravage EP sitting at number 16. It peaked at number 16 and it has spent 4 days on the chart. Also, for the European music album chart, the Ravage EP sits at number 12. It peaked at 10 and it has also spent 4 days on the charts. Rema Ravage EP peaks at 6 on the UK Apple Music album charts. Talking about the Ravage EP, that is a massive one to get to number 6 on in the UK charts. Moving on, we saw Rave and Roses rises to number 3 on this week Billboard World Album Chart. It has spent 65 weeks on the chart and it peaked at number 2. Moving on, we saw the Ravage EP is now aiming for a number 1 debut on the next week Turntable Top 50 charts, according to Turntable Charts themselves. Moving on, we saw Calm Down remains at 34 on this week France Singles Chart. It has also spent 82 weeks on the charts, and Rave and Roses dropped to number 92 on the album charts, and that one also has spent 82 weeks on the charts. For the 5th day of release, we saw the Ravage EP currently in 79 countries in Apple Music. For top one, it currently sits at number 1 in 10 countries. For top 5, 21 countries. For top 10, 33 countries. For top 20, 45 countries. For top 50, 58 countries. For top 100, 73 countries, and then for top 200, the project is in 79 countries. Moving on, we have Davido as the next guy and last guy on the news. It is soon o'clock. A lot of friends are coming out to sue Davido as against what they felt was right in the first place. We saw the song Eva Longoria with Ozuna featuring Davido. Currently is at number 24 on the Spain Amazing Top Song. It peaked at 10 at the time and it has spent 92 days on the charts. Moving on, we saw Eva Longoria is now the most streamed song on the Afro EP by Ozuna on YouTube and Spotify. At the same time, Sensational have just surpassed 7 million views on YouTube. Also, Sensational sit at 13 on the Poland Deezer Top Song. And then for the Timeless, Davido's Timeless, the album re-enters France iTunes and it sits at number 66. Moving on, we saw Dami Crane coming out again to the spotlight because obviously this talk has been giving him a lot of attention, and then he came out with the diss track drop, and this time he wants to have a Portable on the track. The big question is, what is Portable doing in that space? Because we've seen Portable come out to say for Davido, he loves Davido has showed him love and all of that. So why are you coming back to this, the man you claim showed you love? I would never, and I'm sure we'll never understand that. Moving on, we saw yesterday marked it a year. Davido lost Ifeanyi, and then he had to put that on the story with the Igwe emoji and all of that. It was a sad one for Davido last year. At this point, it was a very, very sad one. We witnessed him losing his son, and that was a very, very, very sad one for Davido. He came back stronger, but then 1 year, I'm sure the pain will still be as fresh as it was the first day. Moving on, we saw Amaju Pinnick coming out to sue Davido, and then he demands the sum of 2.3 billion and a public apology from OBO. In the word, he came out to say the organizers of the annual Worry Again concert, Brown Hill Investment Company Limited, has instituted a 2.3 billion suit against hip hop artist David Adeleke popularly known as Davido, over an alleged breach of agreement contract entered into between them. Brownhill Investment Company Limited, owned by former president of Nigerian Football Federation, Mr. Maji Pinnick, filed a suit marked the numbers, and then before the Delta State High Court in the forum, the claimant, through his lawyer Kelechi, is asking the court to award 2 billion as general damage against Davido and its music label DMW Limited. The claimant is praying the court to award against Davido the sum of 150 million as legal professional fee and an additional the sum of 30 million as the cost of filing suit. It also wants the court to order the singer to tender a public apology on all the first defendant's social media accounts, handles, and in 2 national daily newspapers for 4 consecutive days to the claimant and attendees. In a statement of claim, the claimant stated that sometime in early 2023, Davido approached Pinnick when they met at Abuja Airport and asked to be engaged for the 19th edition of the Warrior Games concert event to be held on the 6th of October for the year 2023. The claimant said Pinnick was hesitant to grant the request. He eventually did and agreed on 70 million as Davido performance fee. It said that thereafter the sum of $94,500 an equivalent of 70 million was paid on the 6th of April 2023, and the same was duly acknowledged by the defendant. It said that after the payment, Davido did a promotional video ahead of the event, but he eventually failed to show up on the day of the event. A private jet for David, incurring additional expense of $18,000. However, that all attempts to reach Davido and the team on the day of the event, October 6th, were futile, adding that it kept the private jet chartered to convoy Davido and his team to Warri at the airport in Lagos on standby should they eventually show up. So obviously, he's saying for all of what they've spent and all of that, Davido has to pay that back, and at the same time also have to pay the sum of 2.3 billion for damages. Like that was not enough for Abu Salami also coming forth to sue Davido, and now he's saying, now that we've got the world attention, let's take it to the court, to real life court, coming from Abu Salami. So he also is coming forth to sue Davido over the about 200 million plus he claims David is owing him. This is getting messy, and we hope that the team, talking about Davido's team, and this is a time for Prince to prove himself. This is time for Bobo to come forth and prove himself so that we all can know that indeed he is worthy to be called Davido's lawyer at this time. We love you guys so much. We'll catch you guys on the very next one. Please stay safe, guys, and always